Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another MyTeam video here. Today we are going to China for the first time in a few years. Or maybe we've done this last season as well, I don't know. Doesn't matter, we are going towards the Chinese Grand Prix to get ourselves another win. But before we do that, we have to do a sponsorship renewal. And as you can see, we are going to manage our sponsors because we want all the money that we can get to make sure that we can get color signs for the second half of the season as well. Of course, it's only race number 4, but we want to have enough money to get our specs to level 3 because durability is still at spec 2. And of course, color signs is a huge problem. Like last season, we didn't have enough money and we don't want that to happen again. So we are going for TriStar and for Ali of, I don't know, Al? I don't know. Doesn't matter. As you can see, durability, we can't do any upgrades because we have to wait. But hey, don't worry, durability doesn't make your car faster, so we are still on top. As you can see, 10 million for an upgrade, and that's not what we want to do, because then we don't have enough for color signs. I don't know, we need to wait until we are at race 8, 9, till we have enough money. But let's get into the race weekend with a qualifying to start it off. So as always, the weekend starts with qualifying for us. Not with practice, because I do it on my own. I don't show it because it doesn't matter. I don't even drive it myself because I don't want to. It just takes too much time for the same thing that I can do in just a few seconds. So as you can see, the first lap, it is the start, so we are not seeing any times just yet. We are in P22 and Latifi, Schwarzman, Joe and Schumacher are ahead of us, but they will be behind us once we finish this lap. As you can see, 9/10, maybe even a second faster than Nicholas Latifi, so we should be fine with getting through this session, as we always do. Usually it's really tricky around Q2 at the end because we want to get inside the top 10. But usually that happens, sometimes it doesn't. We have to be on our top game to make sure that we can become world champions with our team and also once again with our driver. Because we've already won it last year, but we want it again. We wanted to be a 2-time world champion, finishing the final corner and going on to the main straight. You can see it's a 133.3. And it's only P15, so we go for another run and we go for a better run, hopefully. As you can see, gaining a bit of time. The first sector is red, so we don't gain any time there, but currently we are ahead of ourselves with around 2/10, and that gap will only grow through this section, because I felt like I made a mistake here last lap, and usually that happens in my first banker lap. And that's why we do a second run, otherwise we would just go into the garage and we wouldn't care about it at all. 7/10 is an improvement at the moment, going around the hairpin at the end of the long straight, a bit of wheel spin, but hey, don't worry, finishing the final corner once again to make sure that we can put ourselves into the top, I don't know, 10? No, it's not even the top 10, it's only P13, that should be enough. Yes, we are in P13 as you can see, and the gap to P16 is over a second, or almost a second at least. So to be honest, I don't worry about it. I think we are fine. Even Albon did a glitched sector 1, so yeah, I don't know. We should be fine. The gap is 1 second to P16 at the moment. Okay, we are not in the top 14 anymore. Where are we? Color signs in P1, 8/10. Oh my god, we are in P18. We are out of qualifying. Oh boy. Okay, this is not good. Not good at all. We need to get a better race in this, because if this happens more often, then we will be out of contention for the championship. Of course, our teammate is still miles ahead of everybody, but we want to do that as well. Let's just try to have a better race than we did in qualifying.
It's time again then for Formula One in Shanghai. Northwest of the thriving city of over 24 million people is a circuit that first featured in the championship calendar back in 2004. It played host to Formula One's 1000th Grand Prix back in 2019. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Daniel Ticktum, and Russell, Verstappen, Tsunoda, Perez, and Pierre Gasly, Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, Robert Schwartzman, and Joe, Albon, Lightning, Nicholas Latifi, and Lance Stroll. Ocon, they've taken a grid penalty. Mick Schumacher, Liam Lawson, and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race.
As you can see, as always, my teammate is on pole position starting the formation lap. He is starting on the softs and so are we. You can see most of the guys in the midfield and at the back are starting on the mediums. To be honest, maybe I should have done the same. Maybe I should have waited to see what everybody else was doing and then go on to the mediums or maybe even the hards, to be honest. Nah, hards are too slow. You can see predicted pit stop strategy, my god. Softs to mediums or mediums to hards. I think all the guys on the mediums will go to hards and not to softs at the end of the Grand Prix. Why? I don't know, because they're stupid. And softs to mediums, that are what we are going to do, and so is our teammate. So hopefully he can get a good pit stop and make sure that he wins once again, as we are now at the end of our formation lap, getting ready for the start of this Grand Prix. It's already episode 64, so it's a lot of starts that we've done, not a lot of good ones. So let's try to have a good one this time around, as we are now waiting for the lights to come on and go out after that. You can see 5 lights are on and it's lights out and away we go. It's quite a good start for our teammate. He's still in first place and we do it good. We have a good start, and as you can see, still side by side with a Williams. That's absolutely what you want once you're in a top team. But going down the inside of a few other drivers, you can see that we are already up to, I think, around P13. Yes, we are P14 even. But going down the inside of not only Schwartzman, but also Magnussen and Piastri, as you can see, up into P11. Can we make this overtake work? To be honest, I thought it would. But going a bit wide here, it loses not only the position to Magnussen, but also to his teammate Schwartzman. So we are back down in P13, but we'll get them once again just a bit later on. And so in the same lap, not only a lap later, we already overtake one of the two Haas's and coming into the first corner once again. You can see that we overtake Magnussen as well, and now Perez and Verstappen are fighting ahead of me, and that's only good because they are in P8 and P9, and to be honest, I feel like this season they are not really that strong. They have been stronger, like in Season 1 and Season 2, but after that they dropped off a bit. But we are in the points currently, so that's good. We need points. It's only 1 point at the moment, but if we can have a good battle with these two in front, we could double that or maybe even more. As you can see, Verstappen is currently fighting with Gasly as he has overtaken Perez. So maybe we can get past Perez as well, as they are fighting quite a lot. Perez loses his rear end and we just go past without a problem. So up to P9 in lap 4. Can we overtake Verstappen? We didn't even try, to be honest, because I felt like if we went for the gap there, we would have crashed. But as you can see, trying to go around the other side, Perez coming back, but we put him off circuit. It was still legal, so why not? As now Verstappen and Gasly are fighting once again. Verstappen gets past. Can we go past as well? Yes, we can, as we are side by side into the final corner and onto the main straight we go, and up into P8 we are. You can see the gap to George Russell ahead is 5 seconds, but that's almost the entire group of the leaders, except for Sainz and Leclerc. So they are once again off into the distance fighting. At the moment, not that much fighting up ahead. But let's just try to close the gap to Verstappen and to Russell, because we need points. As we finish in P8, that wouldn't be great. So we need to make sure that we can get at least a top 5. In this car that we've got, we need to get a top 5. But as you can see, lap 9 it is, and the gap is still 5 seconds to Russell. But Verstappen is just faster than I've ever thought I could. So 3.5 seconds is a gap to him, as my teammate is into the pits, and so are Russell. And I think it's Daniel Ricciardo as well. So they, the soft runners all pit this lap. I will pit next lap, so hopefully that will help me. Because all the guys on mediums behind me will hold Russell and Ricciardo up. I don't think I can get past my teammate as we go into the pits as well. Going a bit wide, but luckily there is no more gravel there. If that was 2008, we would have had a lot different, or 2007. I don't know when it happened with Lewis Hamilton, when he got stranded there and he lost a lot of points. That's not what we want, so we are out on track once again in P18. And yeah, George Russell is way ahead of us. As you can see, the guys in front are Norris and Schumacher. They are still on the mediums. They still need to make another pit stop. And I feel like we could still be in the fight for the top 5. But we need maybe a safety car, maybe, I don't know, a red flag. Unfortunately, that isn't in the game. Maybe in F1 23 that will happen. But to be honest, after waiting so many years, I don't think that will happen. As the safety car is the... What? Okay, this was not what I expected. As you can see, George Russell going down the inside and he loses his front wing. What is this guy doing? And I was searching for maybe somebody who crashed as well, but that was the only thing that made this safety car happen. As you can see, currently Leclerc is leading the way. Okay, this must have happened because of the pit stops, because otherwise Sainz would have been ahead. But it's Leclerc, Sainz and Tsunoda in the top 3. After that, it's Alonso, Verstappen, Schwartzman, who still needs to pit. It's Ricciardo, Perez and myself. And the top 10 is finished by Pierre Gasly. So only Schwartzman still needs to pit, and then we get up to P8 without overtaking anybody. But the safety car is coming in this lap. It's lap 15, only 13 laps to go after this one. You can see getting my tires up to temperature to make sure that we can get a good restart, because that's what we need. If we don't have a good restart, then we will probably lose a position, but definitely won't win a position. As the safety car is coming in, Leclerc is leading the way. As I've said before, prepared to resume racing, and so we are once again. Is green flag running, and we are fighting for the win once again. Of course, still in P9, so to be honest, I don't think we can win. But into turn 1 we go. You can see going down the inside, and I've noticed at the start of this Grand Prix where I overtook Magnussen, I think it was. If you go down the inside of turn 1, you can easily overtake the AI, because they go out of the way, as Schwartzman and Ricciardo are fighting quite a lot, quite hard, and there was even damage to Schwartzman's car. So he is now down into P8, maybe even P9 if he gets overtaken by Perez. And Ricciardo is also now behind us. So that was a good overtake. I was really happy with that, as I didn't even expect that to happen. Of course, I saw them battle. And it's lap 17, going into lap 18, and once again, another safety car. And I saw that 2 guys already retired. No, it's 5 in total. Let's see what happened there. 6 even. It's Joe going into the back of... Who is that in Alpine? I don't know even. You can see a big crash with... Oh my god, these guys run into the back of each other. Why? You can see them in front of you. Well, it's Stroll, Joe, Latifi, Albon, so Williams can already go home. Tictum and Oscar Piastri, who are out. Only 16 drivers remaining with only a few laps to go. Perez down in P9. We are up to P6, so maybe we can attack the top 5 in these final few laps. You can see Leclerc still leading the way, but behind him is a strong teammate, Carlos Sainz. Of course, they were teammates in real life, or still are, and they were teammates at the end of the series. No, at the start of this series. But they are not anymore, as Sainz is now at our team fighting for the championship. And as you can see, safety car in this lap, AI returning control in 1 second. So we are once again going. But we still have to wait until the safety car is into the pits, and then we can start once again trying to overtake Verstappen as fast as possible. Of course, they are on the hard, so hopefully that will help me in the first few corners. But we'll try the same trick as we did to Perez and to Magnus Schwartzman. I don't even know who we overtook there. So yeah, it's once again green flag running as just a few laps before. It's only 7 laps remaining. So can we go for top 5? Top 5 at least. Let's see what we can do, but hopefully a podium as well, as it's Verstappen in front of us. We go down the inside, and yes, we can do it once again. And that's us into P5. Can we even attack Alonso in the next corner? Let's find out what we can do. Not the best exit. You can see half a second already is the gap between me and Alonso. Verstappen is really close behind, trying to defend him off and braking too late. And once again, we brake too late and we overtake Alonso. That's something, oh boy, that's something that we have done in the last race as well. So yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Still fighting with Alonso through the S section. And as you can see, we win this battle and go up into P4. Can we even take Tsunoda to war to make sure that we can take P3 and a podium? Sainz still in P2. To be honest, I feel like P3 is the maximum because Sainz and Leclerc are already 3 seconds ahead of us. And you can see my lines are just absolute, the worst. That's all I can say about it. But we are still behind Tsunoda. Can we try with DRS on the main straight? No, we cannot. Into lap 26 we go. Can we do the same as we did to Verstappen and all those other guys? Yes, we can. Down the inside we go, pushing him a bit wide. But to be honest, it's allowed, so why not? And Sainz and Leclerc are fighting as well. You can see they are losing a massive amount of time. The gap is now only 2 seconds, 1.4 seconds. And of course, there's only 1 lap remaining. Can we do anything about it? Only if Leclerc and Sainz start fighting once again. That's what we need if we want to take P2 or maybe even win this race. That would be absolutely crazy if we can do that. Purple first sector. Can we go for a fastest lap? Oh boy, this is looking to be spicy in these final laps. The gap in front is now 7 tenths. And I feel like if we were closer to Leclerc and Leclerc was a second off Sainz, this would be easier to overtake him into the final time we go into the hairpin. But I think the gap is too big. You can see 5 tenths, so half a second in between myself and Leclerc. Leclerc still has DRS, so he is not going to give up as well. Sainz leading the way. He can win once again and stand on that top step of the podium. 1 final corner to go. You can see it's Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, and then me. It's the checker flag that is out, and you can see we cross the line to finish in P3 after starting in P16. So not too bad, not too bad. Still a podium, and I'm quite happy with that as it is a good damage limitation. Of course, no points gained on my 2 main rivals, but hey, don't worry, it's a long season.
There'll be smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take victory here in Shanghai. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, staying out of trouble was probably the most important factor here. In a race where half the field weren't classified at the checkered flag, you were able to guarantee a good result by basically keeping the car running. With their pace and a decent strategy as well, I don't think the race was ever really in doubt.
A show-stopping performance from the 3 drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
What a beautiful entrance from Carlos Sainz, winning once again. To be honest, I don't know how many wins he has. I think it's 3 at the moment in this season alone. So yeah, it's good for the team. Of course, only our team has won this season. Leclerc in P2, he's not got any higher than that this season. So hey, let's try to keep it that way. Can we win all 22 races and have an absolute boring season? Well, to be honest, it's
So
not that
then,
boring.
it's
We
time
just
to see
always
how
win.
this result affects
We
the
got the
Drivers'
fastest lap as well.
Championship.
So
Carlos
Carlos
Sainz
Sainz,
extends
Charles
his
Leclerc,
lead
and
at the
then
top,
Nick Hauben,
getting ever
myself.
closer to securing the
And we came
championship.
all the way
Some
from
amazing
P16
talent
behind
out
us.
on the track
It's
today. But
Yuki
Anthony,
Tsunoda and Max
who would
Verstappen
you
who
pick as
round
your
the top
driver of
5.
the day?
I'd
And
have
let's
to
take a
give
look
it
at
to Lightning.
all
They
the
pushed and
DNFs. You can
pushed and
see
found some
quite a lot of them.
fantastic
George
performance.
Russell
It was just a
in
pleasure to
P10, so
watch.
1
It's
point to
time to
him.
see how things are
But yeah,
shaping
it
up
was
in the
quite a lot
Constructors'
of carnage
Championship.
today.
The
So
current leaders
hey, don't
continue
worry,
to
we
extend
weren't in
their
it,
lead at the
so
top.
we got
Well, that was
to
certainly an
use it.
exciting
And as you can see,
weekend of
Carlos
Formula
Sainz,
One.
Charles Leclerc, and
Sure to join
myself
us
in the
for
top
more
3, just
exciting
like we
Formula One
finished today.
action very
So
soon.
still 40 points behind my teammates, but in the constructor standings, you can see that our team is at the top with 62 points. Can we make it even bigger and get the constructors title by the time that we get to Zandvoort or Spa? That would be absolutely genius. But that is it for today's episode. If you don't want to miss any episodes, then subscribe right now. We are currently at 211 subscribers, and you can make it 212. The next time around, we have a sprint race weekend, so you don't want to miss that. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.